I just finished Just Another Missing Person by Gillian McAllister. And this was like top rated or recommended. It's the same author of Wrong Place, Wrong Time, which is in Reese's book club recommendations, her book club pick. This was actually my book club pick for the month. I didn't choose this book, and it wasn't my favorite, and I will tell you why. One, it was very slow to get into. Like, it took me over a week to read this book, and it's 374 pages. Usually I would read that in 2 nights, like easily, if I was into it. I wasn't sucked in at all the whole time, and I really wasn't even that interested, I would say, until like the last couple chapters. It does follow Julia, who's a detective, and she's investigating a missing person, second missing person case that she's had in the last couple years. And just something to take into consideration. It does flip back and forth with different perspectives. One of the perspectives is the dad of the missing girl. So it is kind of hard. For me, it was hard as a parent reading like the emotions that you go through. You get a phone call, like all of those things. So that is something to think about if you're up for reading that. And it also was just slow. Like, there was no hook. The story was pretty complex, like as far as like the criminal aspect of it, like trying to crack the case. If you want to try solving something, I could see you being interested in it, but it just wasn't like one of those quick reads that like sucks you in, you can't put down. It was a put downable book. When it tied together, the last few chapters, like I was like, okay, like it was actually more well thought out than I originally thought it was going to be, because I had it figured out pretty early on, and then there were a few more things at the end that I did not see coming. It also is not written, the storyline doesn't take place in America, and I think it might be in the UK. So for me, that was kind of hard, just to, the lingo that would typically flow more easily when you read it, it wasn't. Like, they say all right quite a bit, sometimes question marks, sometimes not, but in a way that I would probably be like, walk in a room like, hey, how's it going, or what's up guys, like something. It's always just all right. So that was something, every time I read it I would think about it, like, what does it mean exactly? I think that's what it means. They refer to cops as coppers, the coppers. So I was trying to get like an accent also in my head while I'm reading it, because I'm like, I feel like it probably sounds different than how I'm reading it. That probably affected my rating, because it didn't flow as smoothly for me. Like, I couldn't read it as quickly because I had to think more about all the phrases that I was reading and like what they mean specifically. Sorry if I'm squinting, it's really bright out here, but it's really dark inside, so I was trying to get some good natural light. So if you're into, like, it's not true crime, and I wouldn't even classify it as really like that crime. It is a crime book because you're following a detective, but I feel like there's better. His weapon isn't a gun or a knife, it's a secret, her worst one. That sounds more intriguing than the book was, I promise. So I do give it a 3 out of 5 stars. If you have time on your hands and you just want something to pick up here and there, actually not a bad read for that. If you actually like to read a book and be invested and like want to finish it and get to the end, this is not it. I was waiting to be done so I could move on to the next book. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite, and still looking forward to The Coworker that comes out in like 5 days from Frida McFadden. So that will be my next read. So thank you for watching.